Hi, I'm KCHOI. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I've posted a video because life happens and work is busy. If that's in the past, we're gonna move on. I'm here now. And this video is gonna be an Ask KCHOI where you ask your consulting and career related questions and other questions from random topics and I answer them. It's a Q&A. If you're new here, my name is KCHOI. I'm a change management consultant and I live in New York, and I post videos about consulting, career, travel, back when we could travel, and I hope we can travel again. And I'm really glad you're here. So if any of those topics sound interesting to you, then please hit the subscribe button down below. And while you're there, hit the notification bell too so you can be notified whenever I post a new video. This video is sponsored by KakaoTalk, which is an app that I use literally every single day, but I'll tell you more about that at the end of the video. For now, let's jump into the questions. I usually collect questions on Instagram, but this time I decided to do YouTube, so I just posted a post on my YouTube community tab, and let's look at the comments that you guys left. Have you ever had to negotiate a salary when accepting a position or pay bump, and how would you personally recommend going about doing it? I actually have done this, and it was actually like right at the beginning of 2020 before the pandemic hit. Basically, I had been at the company, which I'm still at. At the time, I was there for just about 2 years. I had been promoted already from associate consultant to consultant within my first 9-10 months. And I just felt that when I first joined, I joined at too low of a pay grade. But I knew the opportunity and the potential that I had in this organization, so it was a okay trade-off for me. So I joined, got promoted, got a pay bump because of that, because of my promotion and change in role, and then was in that role for about a year when I was looking at like my salary trajectory and looking at if I get like the maximum raise every year, I'm still never gonna catch up to the amount that I think I should be being paid for the work that I'm doing. So first I went to my manager and told them that I was considering requesting a salary adjustment. I wanted to position it more as an adjustment, saying when I started, you know, you didn't really know my full value, but now you do, so let's adjust for that difference. I then went to my HR business partner and told them that I wanted to request this, and I put together like a proposal essentially, or a case explaining why I should have this salary adjustment and what my proposed salary would be. I'll actually throw some graphs on the screen that I included in this case that I prepared. One of them showed my current salary and where I would be in the next few years with the maximum pay raise every year, which is 4%. That's the maximum pay raise outside of like a promotion or something like that. And then the other graph showed what my salary would be in the next few years if I had started at a higher salary, and then I compared that against what the market rate or market salary was for a consultant of my experience. So I submitted that, I talked through it with them, and then they, you know, talked to all the people that they had to talk to, like the managing director of the consulting group and this and that. The interesting thing that happened was this was right before the pandemic, and so I really wasn't sure what was going to happen because obviously, you know, with the pandemic, business was slowing down or pausing for a lot of people, and our company actually had to do some pay cuts for everyone in the company. But I was very grateful that they decided to honor my salary adjustment and then take the COVID, you know, pay cut from my new salary. So I hope hearing my experience helps you or gives you some insight into what kind of information you could share in order to make a case for a salary bump or adjustment. What was your experience like going to grad school with prior work experience and a few years out of undergrad? I'm nervous I'll be too old or starting my career too late. I really enjoyed my time in grad school, and I think because I took a break between undergrad and grad school and I had some work experience, I just really appreciated that education. I definitely felt old at times because there were some people who came straight through from undergrad, so they were 21, 22 years old, and I was like 25, 26. But honestly, people's ages and work experiences didn't really matter because we were all there for our own reasons, and we're going to take different things from the program and the degree. So as long as you feel like this grad program or master's degree is the right next step for you, then that's all that really matters. And you know, how old you are or if you've already worked, really doesn't make a difference. What are your tips for young women starting in consulting, especially when it comes to positioning yourself and staying true to yourself? This is a hard question because I don't know that I do this super well, but a couple of things that come to mind. Speak up when you disagree with someone or you have your own opinion about something, or even if you have a question. Don't just agree with people for the sake of agreeing with people or because it's the easier thing to do. If you have a different idea or opinion, or you have a question and you just want to get more clarity, voice that, because that helps establish you as an individual leader and thinker and person. Also, be humble and show gratitude to others, especially if you're working in a cross-functional environment, which I do, meaning, I'm in consulting, but I work with people in different departments in order to make a project happen. That means that you're getting support from people and you're all, contributing, and it's this team environment. So show gratitude for people contributing and doing their part to make a project work. How do I know which career I should go for? I might know what I like and some of my strengths, but there are too many career paths out there. Very true, there are so many different options. I think the best way is just to talk to people who work in different fields and find out what their jobs are really like. I think the best thing is for you to go and try out those different things, but obviously time and money and resources are a thing, so that's not feasible to go and try out like every single different career that you're interested in. So the next best thing is then to talk to people in those fields to get a better idea. This is why I really love doing the career interview series on my channel, where I talk to people who are in different fields, because there is just so much out there that we don't know, and you don't know until you ask. So I love to have those interviews, ask my friends about their careers, and I get to learn a lot, even though, I'm not necessarily going to go into those fields. But I know that people watching can find some helpful information, and maybe it can help them decide if they want to go into law or if they want to work in tech or investment banking. What do you advise to people who are starting a new job fresh out of college? What do you do to combat the feeling of frustration of not knowing what to do? I think the main focus in your first job out of college is, of course, to do a good job and work hard, but also to make really strong connections with the people that you're working with. If you make a strong impression as an entry-level employee and teammate, that's going to help set you up for future success, because these people are going to have known you when you were just starting out, and they're going to see you grow and succeed, and they're going to root for you if you build those strong relationships with them. Everybody is confused and doesn't know what's going on when they're first starting a job, so don't be afraid to ask questions, especially when you're new and fresh into the job. It's better to ask questions early and learn things the right way and the efficient way from the start than to spin your wheels and try to do things on your own just because you don't want to ask questions. It's obviously still going to be frustrating to feel like you don't know everything, but I would say own that in the beginning, because it's kind of like that's the time that you're allowed to not know anything and allowed to learn. So just take all those opportunities. One person asked, what do your parents think about your presence on YouTube? And another person said, also, what do your husband and or coworkers and friends think of your YouTube channel? Everyone in my life is very supportive of my channel and is always happy for me when, my channel grows and all of that. My mom watches all my videos, and she lets the ads run and tells me that she's watched my videos. So that is super sweet. My husband also watches all my videos and sends them to his friends to watch as well. And my coworkers also all know about my channel, and a lot of them will bring it up during client meetings, like when we're doing introductions, and I'll share my, typical spiel about who I am. And sometimes my coworkers will say, and she has a YouTube channel, blah, 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 and, do a little plug for me, which is usually really embarrassing in the moment, but I know that it's just all coming out of a place of excitement and support. So I'm really happy that everyone is just really encouraging. What do you think the future of consulting will look like? Will consulting firms lessen travel after seeing work from home effects from the pandemic? First, to answer the second question, I do think that travel is going to decrease in the future. It obviously has decreased over the last year, and I think it's gonna, I don't think it's gonna get to the same amount, at least not for a while. I'm actually planning to do a video about the effects that the pandemic has had on consulting, because I've gotten this question a few times before, so just look out for that one and I'll go into more detail. Hi, I've been a a fan of your channel and feel so inspired during my summer internship applications. Sadly, this round I didn't get any offers, but what will your suggestions be for better preparing for the next round psychologically and technically? Thanks. Well, thank you for watching my channel. And as far as advice for this next round of applications and recruiting, if you can, then I might suggest finding out from the people who interviewed you at the firms that you applied to, asking them for feedback of how you could do better or improve your resume, experience, your interview skills or technical skills. I think that you have a lot that you can learn from in order to take forward into the next round. Also, in one of my videos where I interviewed my friend Judy, who used to work at Bain, and she did the whole, recruiting process in college, she was saying that the difference between her recruiting process and approach as a junior in college versus a senior in college was really different, because as a senior, she just did a lot more interviews, a lot more practice, interviews and case studies. And she was really describing it as it's about the quantity and it's about the amount of practice and hours that you can put in. That's what's going to help you get better results. So I think if you find out or reflect on what you could have improved on in the previous round and apply it to this next round of preparing for your interviews, and you continue to do more and more mock interviews and actual interviews that will serve as practice, then hopefully you will find a fit for you, and I wish you the best of luck. I want to talk to you now about this video's sponsor, which is KCHOI. If you don't know what KCHOI is, it's a free messaging app. It's a Korean app, and my family and I use it every day because we have a little group chat, since some of us have iPhones and some of us don't have iPhones, and I'm not about the green bubble life. So we use Kakao to communicate and have our own private group chat. I also use it for other family members and friends. But the reason I want to talk to you about them today is that they have a feature called Open Chat, which is essentially an open group chat. You can have up to 1,500 people in these chats and have different themes to them if you want. And I have a chat called Career Talk, where we talk about career and consulting. It's not just me answering questions though. It's really a community for people to ask questions and provide advice if they have any to share. I posted about it on my Instagram a couple of weeks ago, so if you follow me there, then you would have already seen it and you might have even joined the chat. I'm not in there all the time because lots of other people are asking and answering questions as well, but I do pop in here and there and answer questions and interact. I think it's a great way for me to be able to connect with you and answer questions that I don't always answer in a YouTube video like this. So if you want to join my Kakao open chat called Career Talk, I will leave the link in the description box. And if you join from here, let me know you came from this video and we can have a little chat. So thank you KakaoTalk for sponsoring this video, and I'll see you all in my open chat. So that's it for this video. Let me know in the comments if you have other questions, and I will try to answer them in a future Q&A. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.